Certified Diabetes Care and Education Specialist at the OSU Wexner Medical Center. Every second and fourth Tuesday, those of you who join us all the time know that I'm here with, oh, you're over there, that I'm here with Chef Mike Carnahan at the Medical Center as well. He's our senior culinary educator along with Cameron Stauffer on the Mobile Education Kitchen. Yes. So today, this is sad and this is happy. Sad is that it's our last demo of the year. We will not see you the fourth Tuesday in December. We'll probably all be at home cooking for our families. But today we wanted to do something sort of different from holiday fare, and maybe something you'd like to try when your families are home and try something different. But I would love to hear in the chat if you already do this. Today we're going to make banh mi. Banh mi is a Vietnamese sandwich, and it's typically filled with Vietnamese type foods. What we're used to seeing here, I think, is sometimes a pork filling, or that protein can be swapped out for tofu or chicken. And then always with this kind of like pickled vegetable medley, which today is going to be daikon radish, carrot, cucumber, and jalapeno. So I'm getting started on that. I'm going to peel this, and I'm gonna attempt to not make this into nice julienne cuts. First round didn't go very well, so I'll be doing that. And Mike's gonna be working on marinating. We've got chicken and tofu today because that's Mike's Christmas gift to me, is making tofu on our last demo. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome. Merry Christmas.
So tell us what you know about the banh mi.
So I know that it's a really flavorful sandwich, and most of the ones that I see, like in street food versions of it, are with pork. But we are doing a little substitute on that today. We're going to try it with some chicken. I think any protein would work really good in here, but the basis of that is the flavorings for your protein. So we're going to get started and marinate some of these two different proteins that we're going to use today. So first of all,
you know what I will say? I'll remind you that we did a knife skills class not too long ago. So if you want to look up the recording of that before you dive in to the julienning of these beautiful vegetables, that might help.
Yeah, and they don't all have to be perfect, but the main reason we get them that small is to get that acid into them and to wilt them a little bit. You still want them a little bit crunchy. This is not a cooked marinade. It's just a really quick pickle with some rice vinegar and some salt and some sugar. So these are still going to be a little crunchy, hopefully, for the sandwich. So
it's not the easiest to find a crunchy daikon in Columbus.
It's not. I mean, we have to take what we get.
If you can't find it, then just leave it out and put more carrots.
Yeah. You could use a red radish in here too. I mean, usually the red radishes are pretty crispy. This daikon was not the best one, but for what we're going to use it for, it's going to be fantastic. So
okay,
she's going to continue on making these julienne strips.
Attempting.
And we're going to marinate some of this stuff so we can get it cooked off here briefly. So first of all, let's make both of our marinades. And we're going to start with a little bit of olive oil. We're going to do two of these because we're going to do a chicken and a tofu. We're going to use a soy sauce. In this recipe, we're using a low sodium soy sauce. Perfect.
Better.
She's getting better.
Getting better.
Just practice makes perfect.
That's right.
We're going to use some chopped garlic. Some fresh chopped garlic in here. And this recipe, we're using a little fresh chopped ginger as well. And that's really what's going to bring out some of that flavor in here. Some fresh chopped ginger, grated ginger. We have so many options now for ginger. Whether you get the tube, you can use the tube that you get in the supermarket. Those work really well too. Or they have a little jarred ginger too. That's chopped fresh ginger in water. That would also work, but you just don't get that flavor from those.
And there are a lot of options. There are always lots of options, but it might not produce what you think you're going to get. So as far as ginger goes, which products would you say?
I love fresh ginger.
Yeah.
And now they have
the frozen ones.
I was gonna say they have the frozen
the
cubes
best.
too.
You like the frozen cubes,
They're
like at
frozen.
Trader Joe's?
Trader Joe's, but now you can find them anywhere. You can find them at Kroger.
All these has those
All
now.
these,
All
yeah.
these out now.
I feel like they have the best flavor. They're not packed in anything. It's just strictly ginger. Or
Yeah.
garlic, so.
And that's really ginger and lime and soy are really the basis of this. The garlic adds a nice little kick to it as well. But then we're going to use some fresh lime in this recipe. So we're going to squeeze a half a lime in this recipe. And we're also going to use a little bit of lime zest. So I use the other half of the lime to make some lime zest.
While you're doing that, I want to shout out to my Accelerate Research group. And I'd love to know if you're watching. So put a little note to us in the chat if you are.
Okay. So now we have the marinade made. We're gonna put the chicken and the tofu in there. Let's do the tofu first.
And you
And we're
gotta marinate the tofu.
You gotta marinate the tofu.
Don't just think you can do it on the fly. It's not gonna taste good, especially if you're on the fence about having tofu.
And we're gonna let this simmer, marinate in here for a few minutes until Jenny gets done with her veggies.
I'm taking my time over here.
That's okay.
I want to talk about the bun.
Okay.
So the banh mi is typically on an adjusted, that's what I'm going to call it, an adjusted baguette. So it's a baguette because of the technique that's used and the, right, to make it. But
Yeah.
it is a little bit fluffier, so it's not as dense. And then today we're going to split this about 6-inch roll. It's about 4.5 ounces. This is important because the bread is what offers the carbohydrates, and that's what raises blood sugar. This is refined wheat, so blood sugar is going to react pretty quickly to this. And I want to make sure that the nutritionals are pretty close to what you would do at home. So 6-inch roll, about 4.5 ounces. We're going to split it. And are you going to scoop out some of the middle?
We can. A lot of traditional banh mi's, they scoop out some of the bread filling, so you're getting
To make
more.
that pocket of protein.
Yeah, you're
and
getting all the good
veggies.
flavors in there.
Love it.
So we can do that. So we'll have
So
those a
this is
little
what I'm-
lower carb.
Let's make all our julienne the same, or attempt to. So that's, I'm going to use what I did before as my measure.
Okay.
And then I'm going to eat that one that's. I'm going to toss it up then. No, I can't.
So
That's cute.
on with the so we have both our chicken marinated and our tofu.
Question, what tofu?
We are using an extra firm tofu today. And I think that's really for cooking. That's probably the only one you want to
Yeah.
use. A lot
For
of the
this
other ones,
especially.
if you're not making like smoothies or in some kind of creamy mixture, you want to stay with the super firm, the extra firm. And actually, this was an organic one that we were able to snag this morning. So I'm excited about that. Not that I'm going to try it, but it'll be nice.
You're going to try it. You
I'll
always
probably
try it.
Yeah.
So I wonder about homemade tofu. If anybody is out there that makes their tofu or they know that it's so much better, it's kind of like, to me, like people say, I love tortillas, but only if they're homemade. And tortillas are made with the same ingredients. So is tofu, right?
Yeah.
So is bread. So is homemade tofu that much better?
I've never tasted.
I'm gonna apologize to my crew right now if they get a little bit of gray plastic in their pickled veggies.
She's rocking the extra large glove today.
I mean, I have big hands, but honestly.
So what was I gonna say about the tofu? I've never had homemade tofu. I don't know if it would taste much different or not. Having no flavor.
Yeah. Do we have
So
anybody in the
homemade, no
chat
flavor?
who's telling us the answer to my question?
No.
We do have some Accelerate Research in the chat, though.
Yeah,
Woo!
Dr. Ojembe says, hey.
Dr. Ojembe in the house. All right. Glad
for
you're
joining
here.
us.
Maybe I'll bring a banh mi to you.
But we did get an ooh to the tofu. So we don't have as many tofu.
Great,
fans
now I won't
as
have to say it, yeah.
All right, I'm just telling you, I have been making it a point to make tofu, because I've had it at restaurants where it's really good. So I've gotten to the point now where I can make pretty good tofu. Are you waiting for me?
Yeah.
do you want to help cut?
I can help
Because
cut, yeah,
I'm
I'll help
behind.
All right. So I'll do some of the
So these are really, this is
julienne.
this is the part that you can celebrate. The carrots, the daikon, the jalapeno, the cucumber, these are all non-starchy veggies. They're not going to raise blood sugar. They're going to give us great nutrition. That orange is great for our eyes. The jalapeno is going to give it a little bit of a kick. And if you think you don't like hot, I'm not sure you have to worry about jalapenos that we buy here. Just avoid the seeds and the membrane.
So I only got a couple. I made a batch of the veggies yesterday, and I only got a couple seeds in there, and it added a nice little kick to it. Probably nothing like a real jalapeno, but
I think I'm going to take some of that.
it would be, if you want it really spicy, put all the seeds in there. But you'll lose a lot of the flavor of the lime and the ginger and all that other stuff.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Look how quick this goes when a chef is in here doing it.
You're almost done.
Almost.
So I've seen this with a couple different veggies too. I've seen it with red onion, which we're not using any
Ooh,
red
that would
onion
be
today. I've seen it with shredded red cabbage, which would be really good as well. I think you can be a little creative with what kind of veggies you want to pickle. And even if you were going to, whatever you're going to use, it's going to be good on this top sandwich, on the top of this sandwich.
All right. So into this jar, we've packed this pretty full. You're going to put the jalapenos in there.
Just a little bit.
But I'm going to go ahead and put let's see. We've got rice
Rice
vinegar, sugar, and salt. The rice vinegar looks like it is measured out. And then are we doing a dash?
Just a pinch of each.
Okay.
On the recipe, and you can certainly do a little bit more if you like it a little bit sweeter. And
So
play around with
a
that vinegar.
dash is about not even 1 gram of sugar when you actually do it that way. So this is not going to raise blood sugar with that amount of sugar in there. I'll wait for you to do that. All right. And I saw in your other jar, didn't I, that you made rings of the jalapenos?
I did a couple rings and a couple straight
That's kind of nice.
pieces, yeah.
Your knife skills are amazing. It looks really good.
And you could probably even float a couple little pieces of cilantro in there too if you were going to jar this, make it look pretty. Or not.
Okay.
Or a little red pepper.
There we go.
Presents.
Team effort. Beautiful. And then
Looks
how long
nice.
does this have to sit?
So I would say at least 20 minutes, half hour, if you can let it set that long. Overnight is even better. We made some yesterday and we have it curing overnight. But if you give this a good 15 minutes or so, you're going to get a lot of flavor out of that.
Yeah, and you can see that the color dulls just a little bit.
A little bit, not
That
much.
vinegar taking hold.
We should have put some red peppers in those too.
Yeah, I think red would be nice in there,
Yeah.
especially this time of year.
So do you want to preheat your
I
little
do.
burner and we will you have to, there you go. So we'll start cooking some of these proteins and then we'll assemble our banh mi's here in a second. So Jenny's gonna do the tofu part of it once her pan gets warm. And mine's heating up pretty quickly, so I'll do the chicken portion.
And Mike, as far as marinating tofu, I just follow the 20-minute rule like you do with chicken.
Yeah, the longer the better. I mean, that could even be marinated overnight, probably soak up all that
Yeah.
and taste really good.
And then you wouldn't taste, I think there's like this bland cardboard taste with tofu sometimes, but if you do it overnight or you do it long enough, then it really does just taste
Yeah.
like the marinade.
And you're adding whatever you're gonna marinate it in, that's what you're gonna taste as well.
Okay, so we're gonna put a little bit of oil or no?
We have a little bit of oil in our marinade.
So we don't need to put it in
We
our
don't need
nonstick
to
pan.
put anything in there. We have a non-stick pan today. And once our pan gets a little warm,
I'm not there yet.
we'll start cooking these two proteins.
And you've got like 1-inch pieces of chicken there.
I've got really small diced chicken pieces in this one. This is a pound of chicken. It ended up to be like 2.5, 6 ounce
And is
boneless,
this all,
skinless breast,
okay, that's what I was gonna ask. If it
all white meat.
Yeah, and you could use dark meat
You
if you
could
want
certainly
to.
use dark meat. I
You
thought it
know-
would be a little flavorful too.
Yes, because it has a little bit more fat. What you want to do with thighs, what I've noticed here in our area is that you might get a thigh that is covered in fat And then you might get a thigh that has been very purposefully trimmed of its fat. But just take a look at that thigh, and I use kitchen shears to snip off any of the blobs of fat that might be on there. And then if you like dark meat, eat it. Don't worry about it.
I bet the dark meat would be a really good selection for this
Yeah.
application,
I think so too.
but the white meat too. I mean, it's gonna make good sound.
It is gonna make a good sandwich. Lots of flavor here. And the one thing we're not doing that is pretty traditional, as Pam pointed out earlier, is the pate. So typically banh mi has a layer of pate on the bread, which is the French influence of the Vietnamese diet. I'm just gonna break this apart for everyone. Alright. So I'm wondering if anybody out there is breaking from their holiday traditions and making something they typically wouldn't. Love to hear your comments. And then also, this is the time of year that we talk about balance. And I think that we have a handout that's available to you. Cameron's nodding. This is from the American Association of Diabetes Care and Education Specialists. It is specific to Christmas, and I know that not everybody is celebrating Christmas this year, but there are other holidays, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, and this sort of idea of balancing can really be used across holidays. A little bit trickier if you're fasting for your holiday, but we do have information about that as well. And if you want, you can always contact us. All right, how you doing over there? How you doing?
Mine's looking pretty nice. It's starting to get a little brown over here. We're gonna cook this for about 5 to 7 minutes, depending on how big your cuts are. And as always, try to get this, if you have a thermometer at 165 degrees on the chicken is ideal, but as long as you don't see any pink, and let this cook. This is in smaller pieces, so it's gonna cook relatively quick.
This is a great spatula for the tofu. I've got a little brown on the tofu. Should I tilt it at all, Pam? Yeah, you want it? Yeah. I got one. So.
Looks great.
It's nice to get kind of a crispy edge on the tofu. Not easily done.
Not easily done.
But the way you can do that is you can dust a little bit of cornstarch before you
Use
put
a
it
little
in the
bit
pan.
more of your marinade in there.
Sure.
Make it nice and saucy.
Saucy, just like our chef.
Salty. And this, oh yeah, that was good. So this is tradition to have your little accoutrements here to go on top. We have some mayo that we're gonna slather on the bun, some fresh chopped cilantro, and a little sriracha.
And you just do it to taste, whatever you want. Now, we did try to cut the sodium down from the original recipe as well, because it was pretty high in sodium with that regular soy sauce. But we called for, instead of 2 tablespoons of regular soy sauce, we said 1 to 2 of the low sodium. So you can control that the way you like. If you want this kind of sauciness, couldn't we add a little bit of broth or stock?
Or teriyaki, or yeah.
And you want to add that when you're putting it back in the pan, so that the water can evaporate off and you get this kind of thick glaze.
Yeah, that tofu looked really good.
I was just about to say the chicken looks really good. It's a nice shiny glaze and it smells great in here. Like, I'm thinking about, both my kids are going to be home over the holidays and they love trying different things, and particularly restaurant food that we can make at home. So I think this is going to go in the lineup and we're going to have this one night. All right,
Give it a try.
I'm ready to assemble.
Okay. So grab your bun.
All right, I gotta grab my big glove.
Her super extra large gloves today. We're making her swim in. So our chicken is looking really good. We have a little brownness on that today. We got a little caramelization going on there. Looks really good.
And And don't be afraid of doing that. The dark color, of course, is the caramelization, but it's also the soy sauce. So one of our interns recently pointed out to me, you know, we don't want to burn things and eat that because those can be cancer causing. So we just want to put a nice brown on it. Okay, this is split in half. Are we not splitting all the way down? Or is that just?
You can if you like.
Okay.
This is how they came in. We got them all pre-sliced.
I got a question in the chat. Do you add fish sauce to it?
So in this particular recipe, we didn't. However, you're gonna see probably a whole different variations of this recipe with fish sauce, hoisin, oyster sauce. I bet you there's a ton of different variations of this sauce. However you like. This is a really basic sauce to get all those basic flavors in there. You have to have the soy, you have to have the lime, you have to have the ginger. We want to focus on those basic flavors, but you can certainly flavor this recipe a lot.
I like the idea of fish sauce. It has so much flavor, adds some umami. So I think I would add that.
Go for it.
So I've cut this in half and then kind of scooped out the very soft parts. I don't want to take too much out because we're putting a lot of moist things on this bread and we don't want it to fall apart. So leaving enough there. We're also going to put like that pate and the mayonnaise kind of make this barrier so that the wet fillings can't get through. We don't have the pate today, and the pate, I'm not going to use the pate in this recipe because this is a healthy version of a Bahn meat. And pate is made from chicken livers, and we know that organ meat is not the healthiest for us. So we've got our hollowed out. You did that fast. You do everything fast. All right. And then we're going to do mayo on both sides?
Yep.
Okay. Is anyone afraid of mayo here? No.
This
That's
is
good.
traditional. We'll
You
have
know,
to try it.
Mayo is usually a healthy form of fat. They're usually made with those oils that are, if you're buying it in the store, it's usually made with the oils that are liquid at room temperature. So those are the healthy oils. Traditional mayonnaise, though, is made with whole eggs. So a little bit more saturated fat than you would get in like a Hellmann's or a Duke's or Kraft. All right, I've got that. Sriracha.
So then your sriracha, your protein, and then the cilantro. And then we're going to top it with our beautiful veggies.
I had a question, if you guys have any ideas of what to do with the soft part of the bread, as to not waste it.
I do. Do you?
So I would probably either use them for croutons, or we make this nice butter sardine. It doesn't sound good. A butter
Sardines.
a butter sardine. We saute the breadcrumbs in butter and sardine, and it goes on top of pastas. I usually save my little crumbs of bread for that.
Sardines or anchovies?
Either one. I mean, I use
Okay.
sardines. I like sardines a little better, but we use those as well.
Okay, so this is what I've got.
Looks good.
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of cilantro, so I'm going light. And then we're gonna fill it with our protein.
Put your protein in there, and then we'll top it with a little bit of our veggies.
How many slices of tofu would you put on this?
How many are you gonna eat?
I mean, I'd eat the whole thing.
Not on
Should
one
I put
sandwich.
all of it?
No. You can make
So?
a couple sandwiches.
Okay, I'll just put half. Here we go.
So regular mayonnaise, or could you use Kewpie mayo as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would be delicious.
That would be
All
good.
right, and then this.
But for people who might not know, Kewpie mayonnaise is a Japanese mayonnaise, I believe. It's really good. And it's typically sold in like a bag form. You can find it in international grocery stores.
How does this look
Oh,
proportion
looks
wise?
great.
Okay, and then boom. Kidding.
I thought you were gonna take a bite.
That looks amazing. That looks so delicious.
All right,
Yours
so
look?
there we have it. Some beautiful, and that really didn't take that long at all. Just the chopping of the veggies is probably going to be the most intensive thing that you're going to have to worry about for this recipe. So we have two different proteins for this. I hope you give it a try.
Oh
Let
my
us
gosh.
know if you do.
Ooh, you guys.
Is it
And
good?
there's our
That
beautiful
marinade is so
Bahn meats.
delicious, and I'm gonna tell you this. When I walked in, I saw the lime zest that was prepared, and it was like gigantic chunks.
You were haggling me about it.
I was haggling him about it, and he said, I like big chunks. And I tell you what, it makes a difference. So get rid of that tiny microplane and tiny zester you have and go for big chunks.
Go
How did
bold.
you do that? Did you peel
So
it
I
and then
peeled,
chop
yeah, I
it?
just peeled it and then chopped it up really fine. I like to have those chunks of lime in there.
Mm,
So I hope you give
Mm.
this a try.
yes.
Let us know. Send us a picture if you do.
Yeah, send us a picture and let us know how it goes. We are so excited to be going into our, well, we are in our 5th year of diabetes friendly cooking demo. Thank you so much for being with us the past year, or if you coming back from some of the earlier years. We're so glad that you're here. We have some exciting things in the new year. We're going to be putting out a schedule so that you can decide and pick and choose what you want to go to. We'll have recipes for you before we go on air so that if you are home and you can get the ingredients, you can cook along with us.
Be nice.
We'll have some surprise guests. And is there anything else that I'm missing for about 2025?
I don't think
No.
so. We have some great selections. I mean, we have a bunch to choose from.
Yeah,
but if you
we're-
have anything specific, let us know. We certainly be able to do that.
Super excited about our recipes that we're going to present to you in 2025. We love to hear from you so we can always adjust that. Hope you have a wonderful end of your year from all of us.
Happy holidays.
Come on in, Cameron. You know,
Hello,
everybody doesn't usually get to see Cameron, but
Yes.
she is such an important part of the team that keeps us running. Have great holidays, whatever you do in the next month. Enjoy family and friends.
Thank you all.
Bye.